What's going on, everyone? SurgicalSnipes here, back at it again with day three. Day three of Diablo tries to call and contact Blizzard Entertainment. All right, y'all, we are in day three now. Day three. All right, y'all. So day three. Day two yesterday was about trying to contact Asmongold, and it didn't work out. The algorithm didn't pick it up. The YouTube algorithm didn't pick it up, and so at least the video is out there. But unless somebody knows how to send the video to Asmongold, it ain't gonna happen, right? he won't be able to see it. So, anyways, at least that video is out now. And now, in day three today, I'm going to be talking about BlizzCon 2026, September 2026, in a couple months from now. All right, y'all. So Blizzard, you got BlizzCon around the corner here, a couple months. Around the corner here, a couple months from now, in September, and I want to go. I want to go and I want to go to BlizzCon. I want to check it out. Hopefully, you guys would do the truth, and will honor the truth. Hopefully, Blizzard will honor the truth and present me on stage, present Diablo on stage in front of the whole audience, in front of the whole crowd, in front of the whole BlizzCon crowd there. And we'll have a little press conference there or something, and it would be the revelation of Diablo, right? Diablo revealed. It would be a massive event. It would be a massive breaking news press conference. It'd be pretty much the most historic event in Diablo history, right? The IRL Diablo of the Diablo franchise is revealed to the public. So I would be presented on stage, and then I would do the meet and greets with the fans, and that would be the way to do it. BlizzCon 2026. Will it happen? I don't know. Right now, it looks like it's not going to happen, right? Right, because right now me and Blizzard are still talking, and they know I exist. Blizzard knows I exist. This is definitely confirmed, that Blizzard knows I exist. But right now, Blizzard is like in shock and awe, right? They're in shock and awe right now because I threw a curveball at them, right? They didn't expect. This wasn't part of their plan, right? I wasn't part of their plan in the Diablo franchise, right? All of a sudden, I just show up and it's like, oh shit, what the hell? It changes the whole thing, right? So, so right now they're in shock and awe. And we're in day three. We're the official day three of my series here. So that's where we're at, yo. This is where we're at, and we just gotta keep going. So in day three today, I want to talk about BlizzCon, y'all. All right, BlizzCon is almost here. Just got to get through the summer, and then BlizzCon will be here. So the question is, will Blizzard honor the truth by that time, by September? And talk to me, and then we figure this out to present me on stage at BlizzCon. If you guys want to see Diablo, if you guys want to see me at BlizzCon 2026, hit that like and sub button. Share this video to everybody that plays Diablo, and to the Blizzard employees if you guys know them. Post this on Reddit. Post this everywhere that you can, that you think Blizzard would see it. All right? And from there, hopefully Blizzard will talk to me. Hopefully Blizzard will call me back. And we'll get this going, BlizzCon, BlizzCon 2026. It's all the hype. I've been to BlizzCon before once. I think this was like back in 2014, 2015. I think it was 2014 or 2015, one of those years, right? And it's an amazing event, you know. I saw the WoW Arena World Championships, and it was an amazing time, you know. Only went there one time, and that was over a decade ago. So it would be nice to go there as a honorary guest, and yeah, not just for this BlizzCon, but for life. You know, for life, I'll show up every chance I get. You know, I'll go to a BlizzCon and meet the fans and you know, have discussions with everyone that I can. You know, all related to the Diablo franchise, right? I'm Diablo, so I think that's my golden ticket to all this, right? I should be able to have this claim honored. You know, right now, you know, it's not looking too good. You know, because I'm talking to Blizzard right now, and you know, they're saying the opposite. You know, right now, currently as it stands, Blizzard doesn't want to recognize me. You know, Blizzard refuses to recognize me as Diablo, right? Because right now they're still in shock and awe, and it's kind of tough for them to process all this right now, right? Because it's not part of their plan, right? But it is what it is, and you know, we gotta keep going with this. You know, like I said, this is gonna be a marathon, not a sprint, right? In the beginning, like I mentioned in my previous videos, I thought this was gonna be I thought this was gonna be so easy, right? I was just gonna try and contact Blizzard, and then they talked to me, and then I talked to them. I explained my story. I'm the number one player of the entire franchise and all that shit, and then we're good to go. But it doesn't work like that. This is reality, right? It could have worked like that maybe, but they're still processing this surprise, right? That a player can claim to be Diablo, you know. So time will tell, right? Time will tell. Hopefully the truth will prevail here in this case. Hopefully the truth will prevail in this case, and you know, the Diablo show will happen, you know. Because me, I'm ready to go. You know, I've been ready to go 4 years ago almost. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to do this. You know, I'm ready to freaking stream for y'all every day at Blizz HQ, right? Have my office there in Blizzard headquarters. You know, a whole office decked out with all the Diablo merchandise, right? The PC, the chair, the computer, the everything, right? All the gear I need to stream there. Not only to stream there, but to do podcasts with anyone from the Diablo franchise and in the industry, you know. And yeah, you know, it'd be the real Diablo show, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So Blizzard, you know, hopefully you guys are watching these videos, and you know, we can get this the process started already on this, because this is reality, you know. This is real shit, you know. It's the truth. So there's no reason why not to honor the truth, right? If I need to have a bigger following or something like that, I mean, yeah, then I'm gonna have to do all that shit by myself, right? But if you guys can help me now, then you know, I would avoid all that major grind with your guys' backing, with your guys' approval, with your guys' help. You know, it would be way more easier, you know, instead of me having to do all this shit on my own, even though I could, right? But it would just make it that much more difficult, instead of me just focusing on my PvP matches and show my streams and all that. You know, it would be way better if y'all can help me already. You know, that way I don't have to do all that shit by myself. But if not, then of course I'm gonna have to do it all by myself, and then, right, finance everything, and you know, for all the gear that I need, right, the PC and everything I need for to make the show happen on my own. And if it's gonna happen like that, it's gonna happen like that. Either way, I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? I got nothing to worry about here because I know I'm gonna perform, right? Whether you guys recognize me or not, you know what I'm saying? Shit. Hopefully you guys want to honor the truth. You see what I'm saying? I'll deliver the results. You know, that's a no-brainer for me, right? When it comes to the PvP, in regards to the PvP and all that shit, like I'm already doing it already. You know what I'm saying? So I did it for years, so you know that's not gonna be an issue for me. So I don't know, what are we waiting for here? You know, I get it. You know, it could be like a risk on your guys' part, an investment risk or something. It's definitely not a brand risk because I'm gonna deliver the results, you know, every day, day in and day out. So it's not a brand risk, and because it's the truth, you know, the community will finally be able to talk to Diablo, to the guy that can claim to be Diablo, you know, and yeah, it's me. It's definitely me. And I wouldn't be doing all this if it wasn't true, right? We're on day 3 already. You guys really think I'm trying to tell Blizzard here this one thing. I'm trying to ask you all this for 1 second. Right? I'm gonna ask Blizzard this question here. Hopefully Blizzard is watching these videos. All right, Blizzard Entertainment. I'm talking to you. Diablo is talking to you. All right. Do you guys honestly believe, right? Honestly, do you guys honestly believe I would be making these videos, not just these videos, but all the videos I made in the past and all my rants about this? Do you guys really believe that I would be doing all this, putting myself out on the internet like this, if it was a lie? Why would I do that? Why would I be lying about this shit? Do you guys really think I would do all this shit to embarrass myself and to promote a lie? No. I'm doing this shit because it's the truth. So, since I'm Diablo of the Diablo franchise, I am trying to contact you guys, Blizzard. I'm trying to contact you guys. All right? It's as simple like that. You know, you guys knew this shit could happen. You guys always knew this kind of shit would happen, that a player is claiming to be Diablo, you know? And here we are 30 years later on the 30-year anniversary year, right? 2026, from 1996 to 2026, you know? Here we are 30 years later, you know? Even though I've been saying this since 2022 when Diablo Immortal first released. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, so pretty much 26 years later, that's when Diablo started popping up, you know? He started showing up. And I delivered the results, Blizzard. All right, so you don't got to worry about that. You know, it's a 100% foolproof plan, foolproof investment in your franchise player, right? For example, you know, Michael Jordan from basketball. You guys, everybody knows who Michael Jordan is from basketball, right? Right? What Michael Jordan was to the Bulls, what Michael Jordan was to the Bulls franchise, SurgicalSnipes is to the Diablo franchise of Blizzard Entertainment. And that's a fact. And no other player can say otherwise. So what are we waiting on? This isn't a case of me being delusional or anything like that, or going crazy, or this isn't anything like that, you know? Believe me. If I really think that if I really thought that it wasn't me, I wouldn't be doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and of course the haters are gonna hate because, you know, they're tripping out. And maybe they're coming from a place of jealousy or envy or whatever, or they just hate the fact that somebody can claim to be called Diablo, the #1 player of the franchise. You know, believe me, I get it. You know, it is what it is, right? You guys can see it for yourself. If you guys look at some of my videos, my comments, and you see what the kind of horse shit these guys are saying, you know, they're all just full of shit. The same players talking shit, the same players I can easily shit on in the battlegrounds and the PvP or whatever. In fair play matches, right? So what the hell are they talking about? All right. So anyways, on top of that, some shit went down today in the morning, and I'll probably talk about that tomorrow, right? Because this video is already getting kind of long here already, and it is what it is. It's whatever, you know. They know what they're doing, and they know exactly who they're doing it to, you know. And it is what it is, and we just got to keep going with it, you know. I ain't tripping. I'm fucking Diablo, man. I'm Diablo. So what the fuck do I got to worry about? I'm the truth. So what are we worrying about here? What are we tripping about here? What are we waiting on here, Blizzard? So hopefully you guys understand my frustration on all this. Hopefully you guys understand my point of view on all this. And yeah, I hope we can make a deal, and make it happen, because that way the fans and everyone can actually see the real Diablo show. It's real. It's the truth. And anyone who says otherwise has no idea what they're talking about. And just coming from a place of hate and jealousy and envy. So it's up to you guys, Blizzard. It's up to you guys, Blizzard Entertainment. I try to introduce myself, and I'm trying my best to just talk to you guys with respect for the company and for the Diablo franchise. I earned this, and I'm just asking for my opportunity, for something that I earned. I'm claiming what I rightfully earned, which is being your franchise player, the number one player of one of your major franchises, which is Diablo. And I'm that guy. All right, y'all. So that's going to be the end of this video. That's going to wrap up day 3. Hopefully I can go to BlizzCon 2026. If not, we got to try again for next year. But we'll see. We'll see. I know this video is a bit more of a dark tone and all that, but, in light of what happened today, the circumstances, this is why I'm talking like this, because I know what happened, and they know what happened today, and they're watching this, and it's an injustice on their end, on my part, on their end for treating me like this. So yeah, that's it, y'all. This was day 3. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you back tomorrow for the next one. SurgicalSnipes signing off.